Welcome to SPON Weekly, part of the SPON Civic Series. Each week we'll help you understand the decisions shaping Newport Beach. What happened, why it matters, and what's coming next. Our goal is simple: to help residents stay informed and engaged in the future of our community. Here's what happened this week. The biggest decision of the week was the City Council's adoption of Newport Beach's 2050 General Plan. A general plan is a city's long-term roadmap. It guides decisions about housing, transportation, parks, environmental protection, economic development, and public facilities through 2050. City officials describe the plan as the culmination of years of work involving advisory committees, consultants, staff, public workshops, and planning commission review. Some residents, however, expressed concern that the council devoted relatively little discussion to a document that will guide city decisions for decades. Others questioned whether some of the plan's long-term land use policies were fully understood before it was adopted. Whether you supported the plan or had reservations, one thing is clear: the focus now shifts from adoption to implementation. Another issue that drew attention this week involved citizen participation in local government. This week, an Orange County Superior Court judge ruled that the city must accept petitions for the Newport Beach Stewardship Association's Sunshine and Government Transparency Initiative if they are submitted. The city argued that the initiative should not move forward because it believed the measure violated California's single subject rule. The judge was not persuaded at this stage and allowed the petition process to continue. Additional legal proceedings could still occur before the election. Supporters believe voters should have the opportunity to decide the measure at the ballot box. City officials maintain that the legal questions should be resolved before the initiative appears on the ballot. For now, the initiative remains alive, and the conversation about government transparency and public participation continues. Citizen participation was also part of another discussion this week. The City Council finalized appointments to its new Police Headquarters Advisory Committee, which will help evaluate options for replacing Newport Beach's aging police headquarters. During the appointment process, one recommended volunteer became the subject of extended discussion before the council ultimately selected another applicant. The discussion prompted questions from some residents about how volunteer appointments are handled and how public service can be encouraged while maintaining respectful public discourse. The committee's first meeting is scheduled for July 7th, where members are expected to begin reviewing information and discussing potential headquarters locations. For residents interested in the future of this project, this meeting represents an important opportunity to observe the process as it begins. Another long-term issue continues to unfold beyond City Hall. Orange County officials also took another step in preparing for the future of John Wayne Airport. The Board of Supervisors approved extensions for contracts involving aircraft noise monitoring and airport data. These systems help track noise levels and support enforcement of the airport's settlement agreement. The contracts may sound routine, but they come as attention increasingly turns toward 2030, when the current settlement agreement is scheduled to expire. That agreement includes important protections involving airport noise, passenger levels, and operating restrictions. Residents concerned about the future of John Wayne Airport may want to follow these discussions closely as negotiations move forward. One theme connected many of this week's stories. Most important public decisions are not made in a single meeting. They begin months, or sometimes years, earlier through studies, committee meetings, staff reports, public hearings, and community discussion. By the time a final vote reaches the City Council, many of the key decisions have already been shaped. Understanding where an issue is in that process helps residents know when their participation can have the greatest impact. Here's what's coming up in the weeks ahead. On July 7th, the Police Headquarters Advisory Committee will hold its first public meeting. On July 9th, the California Coastal Commission is expected to complete the final administrative step implementing Newport Beach's coastal housing element changes. Also on July 9th, the Planning Commission is tentatively scheduled to consider a proposed 139-unit residential development at 1301 Dove Street. Looking further ahead, candidate filing for the November City Council election opens July 13th. One of SPON's founding principles has always been that informed residents make stronger communities. Whether your interests are environmental stewardship, housing, transportation, public safety, or preserving Newport Beach's unique character, your participation matters. Thank you for joining us for the first edition of SPON Weekly.